Listen, it's hard to not say for football, SEC football is the best conference. And I understand now with the Pac-12 being gone and things like that, that everyone wants to jump in the SEC. But does everyone deserve to be in the SEC? And that is the question for you to decide. Chase Lee Hockey here with the Blue Futon, reviewing nothing but a winner. So what's about pretty simple premise? We're looking at Alabama football, mainly Bear Bryant and Nick Saban. And you're wondering, wait, after 2023, are we going to discuss the new coach that came from Washington? The answer is no. No, you're not, because he doesn't deserve to be on this list just yet. Because if I'm looking at football programs from, Alabama, you could say from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s to 2023, and what it's turning to today, I don't think the mentality of this coaching style is there. Everything is a lot more loosey-goosey. It feels like it's more professional, and I don't know if maybe it's the NIL deals, but it just doesn't feel like it's the same football program after watching this documentary. So, did I enjoy this myself? I did, because it's a huge history lesson. I'm a huge sucker for college sports in general. I would rather watch college sports than the pros every day of the week. College basketball is my jam. College football is so much fun on Saturdays. It beats Sunday football out of the water. I'll just put it right there. I know a lot of people think that's blasphemy, but I don't think it is. And of course, you have like the Roll Tide people. I've never had a complete college football team, except I really hate the Ohio State. I hate the Ohio State. I don't know why. I fucking hate them. Anyway, so when watching, Roll Tide, sometimes you roll your eyes. And being in Florida, it was always Gators, Roll Tide, or Georgia, or LSU. I mean, when I was in Panama City, those were the teams. Well, it was Florida State, but we all know what happened to Florida State. So we'll put it that way. So this movie really does a good deep dive of the different players that play for both coaches. And it is great interviews. I mean, this talks about the segregation in Alabama. And after watching this, I truly think football saved Alabama. Especially when Bear Bryant decided to have Alabama play University of Southern California, where Southern California had black players of like the football running back and quarterback, and destroying. We can say destroy. It was 42-21. Yeah, 3 touchdowns. So it's pretty bad. But even Bear Bryant said, we were pretty sure Southern Cal went easy on us to try to prove a point. And I think the coach, Bear Bryant, also decided to prove a point that, hey, you know what? Alabama, we got to change our ways. We got to change our ways. So I truly think Alabama football changed Alabama for the better. Let's put it that way. But I truly think just understanding the different mentality of these coaches really did shine a light on a viewer like me that, like I said, I knew about Alabama. I knew about their program, but I really didn't know anything about the coaches or the players, in the matter of fact, of what they had to go through with these different coaching styles. And it's kind of shocking that there really hasn't been a true Bear Bryant film. Yes, there's a little bit of him and Forrest Gump, but a true doc of what the players had to go through. You could say, yeah, sure, remember the Titans kind of could say had the same storyline-ish, if I want to put it that way, but not really. About what the coaches have gone through. I think that would be a good story to say, and I think if this had the right director and cast, it would be fantastic of like what each player had to go through and the coaches as well during this time period. But if you want to talk a coach, I mean, about Bear Bryant, it's like, where do you stop the movie? Do you stop it at the Penn State game, or do you stop it at the very, very end of his last game and then him passing away like 28 days later and the funeral scene, which that's probably the best way you want to do it. Because looking at how many people, like the Alabama, that's where, like, when he died, that is truly where you see where he changed Alabama. And that's what I'm going to say right there with Jake. Getting rid, he didn't get rid of segregation, but you understand what I'm trying to say, right? Without him at least stepping up to the plate and showing something that, you know what, this is wrong and we need these players to do good in the league. It proved a freaking point with SEC as well. Like I said, the interview is fantastic. It did give a good deep dive. Is this for the Alabama fans? Absolutely. Will LSU fans, Georgia fans, Bulldogs, of course, Georgia Bulldogs, uh, Gators, A&M, Longhorns, everyone else in the SEC, Sooners. Will they like this? Of course, there's plenty more of the Vols. There's more. I know. Gamecocks. I know. There's a lot in the SEC. Of course, the confusion comes with like basketball being a little bit different. But yes, people in the SEC are probably not going to watch this film except for the Bama fans. Like, this is for the Bama fans. But even if you're not a Bama fan, you can appreciate what these coaches and players went through to just have such a damn good football program. I mean, there's nothing else to say about that. Negatives, I mean, it's a standard dog that you could say, yes, this could have been on TV on an ESPN 30 for 30, and you didn't have to spend that $15 for this, and you could say it's kind of a cash grab. But I do enjoy that I can see this on the big screen, and that's why I really do like Jalen Hurts talking about what he went through for his sophomore and junior year, which is absolutely fantastic about, sitting on the bench or, starting, sitting on the bench and coming in, like the vice versa with the quarterback for, I want to say, Miami Dolphins now. Of course, Jalen Hurts is with the Eagles, completely destroying the Chiefs last year. So you have that. But like I said, this is a great movie that talks about the past, what some of these players had to go through, and it wasn't preachy at all. Yes, they talked about history. You cannot not talk about history when dealing with the football program, and I think it did it tastefully, and I think each player had its own story, had its own, reasoning, and had its own just, purpose to be on this film. Even if you're not an Alabama fan, I do recommend this because it just proves that what a good football program can provide. So Nothing But a Winner will receive a 4.5 out of 5 with Futons, which equals at 90%. So let's see what the critics and user scores gave this one. So nothing for the critics, nothing for the audience score, but of course the audience scores are all going to be 5 out of 5 because truly the Bama fans are going to eat this up. 90%. Chase Stock here at the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm on this Blue Futontopia. You Blue Futonians. Thank you for watching. A great day. I don't care if you watch this today, tomorrow, a week from now, a month, a year from now. Every single freaking one of you. Peace and love. Peace and love. And stay safe and frosty. And you know what? Roll Tide!